Images of Latino in the mainstream is a sensitive subject for me. And sometimes it's the lack of images of Latinos in the mainstream. A few months ago, I was actually upstairs in the green room by the rehearsal rooms, and there was like I don't know if it was a Hollywood Reporter or a Vogue, I don't know, it was some magazine. I think it was Hollywood Reporter, and it was the cover picture, and it was like Women of Hollywood, and it was like 6 actresses, and they were all, there was one brunette and the rest were blonde, and it just really hit me, and I went on Facebook, I wrote a post, and I said, you know, I hope one day, there is a day when I look at the cover of this magazine and this is not all I see, you know, and, you know, I wrote some more stuff on there, and I included a photo that I had taken of it. And that got a huge response and got a great conversation going about, I don't know, just like this limited view of what, I don't know, the ideal woman is. And it's something that I come up against all the time, and just like the roles that I audition for, you know. And it's something that's been talked about a lot, but like just the other day I got a script for something, and I was like, wow, how many times have I auditioned for a woman named Maria? You know, like the idea of the Maria, or the maid, or like the sensual one, you know, just like these boxes that we are still being put into. I do feel like we've made some small strides, you know, in television, I feel it especially, but we still have a long way to go, and I really think a lot of it, most of it, is going to be, the changes are going to come from the power structure, with more Latino writers, and then up to more Latino executive producers. You know, it's like that's where the real change is going to come. So I do think it's coming. I still think it's a good decade or two away from us really fully feeling it, you know, for those writers to work their way up into those big, like the EP you know, those jobs, those decision makers. Yeah, the issue of culture and race is present. I feel like people now have to be very careful with what they're saying, especially because of social media. It's like you are instantly responsible for everything that you're saying. And I do feel that movement growing of people of color saying, hey, and allies too. I mean, not just people of color, but people saying, hey, that's not right. You can't say that anymore. You know, you can't think that anymore. You have to change your frame of mind. You know, I did say 10 to 20 years, you know. I hope it's not, you know, and I hope things, just like technology is just growing so exponentially, that I hope that change will also grow exponentially. But I do think, you know, for us to be really where we want to be, I do think it's going to be at least 10 years. You know, I think we are starting to see big strides, but for us to really be in power positions, I think it's going to take a little bit. So Teatro Vista is a theater company here in Chicago. We're the only professional Latino theater company in the Midwest, and we've been around 25 years. So that alone is just a huge achievement. To have been around for that long, and to really be kind of like it's a family. It really, really is. It's such an inclusive family, and now we've had a couple of generations of Latino theater artists come through our doors, you know, and either stay on with us and grow with us. Like, I've been a part of Teatro Vista for over 10 years, or it's been a launching pad into careers in television and film. I think it's an important part of the city, and the Goodman and Teatro Vista have always had such a great relationship. You know, the Goodman really nurtured Teatro Vista in the early days, and even recently, you know, we're just really good partners. And I think it's an important voice because we do produce plays that wouldn't otherwise get produced, you know, some of the newer voices in Latino theater. So Teatro Vista not only has given a lot of Latino actors their start. They've given a lot of Latino playwrights their start, a lot of first productions, a lot of risk taking, and a lot of learning.